Folks, welcome back. My name is Rudy. You're watching Alpha Investments. A lot of chatter from you all asking me to do a follow-up video on what in the world is happening in the One Piece sealed box market. There has been massive volatility on the older One Piece booster boxes. I don't have a lot of details, but I will give you kind of what I do know, and we'll speculate on what I think is going on with you all, because that's what we do here. So, we all know that they were supposed to reprint a lot of these boxes and increase the supply around the country and the world. I believe one of the distributors has received a small to medium-sized restock on some of the early sets of One Piece. Now, I didn't get a single box. I haven't been allocated anything. I even asked all the other distributors about it, and they've all said, what reprint? We haven't got anything yet. What's blah, blah, blah. So that's where that is. So usually what happens is, this happens in Pokemon quite a bit. We saw it with like Roaring Skies. We saw it back in the day 2 times with Evolving Skies. And what happens is these expensive boxes, like let's say Roaring Skies back in the XY Pokemon era, hits 500 a box. They come out with this huge reprint. Roaring Sky boxes go from 500 to 300 to 250 to 200 to 100, and Pokemon reprinted so many Roaring Skies, it actually collapsed the Roaring Skies booster box market down to $70, $80, and it stayed that way for multiple years before recovery. And that was due to the sheer volume of the reprint that the market was not expecting. So when we look at the early, the old blue box there, Romance and some of these early Paramount boxes and everything, in One Piece, we see like the first One Piece set going from over 500 a box being chopped in half to the 200s. That's a 50% price adjustment over this reprint. Now, here's the thing, folks. Just because One Piece is following through with what they said they would do, the data point you need to watch is, as this new supply comes to market, how does the customers and the fans, the players, collectors, and evil investors, how does everybody respond to this new supply injection? So I've been watching it the last few days as I've watched you all blow up my email and patron messages. And in my opinion, what's fascinating is, as this new supply hit the market, which I believe is not all of it, this is just one of the distributors getting their restock. I believe the other ones have not. So I want to lay that out there. Not to cause more panic or price volatility, but usually each distributor gets a certain percentage of the print run based on their contractual agreement. So what I think is going to happen here is the boxes and the prices are actually going to get gobbled up, and we're probably going to retrace back higher. So far, the data is showing us that as the price has been dropping, the buyers have been absorbing and demanding this product like crazy. So right now, I do not see any firm data supporting that One Piece is actually collapsing. Yes, technically, a 50% price drop is a straight up collapse. That's a crash, bro. There's no way to sugarcoat that. But when I see it go from 500, tank all the way to 200, and now each day it's going from 200 to 10, to 20, to 30, to 50, to 70, to 80, and it's going straight back up, all within like less than 2 weeks. That is extraordinarily bullish. So if that's a product you're into, and you're into collecting or investing or whatever you're doing with One Piece, this is probably going to be your time if you want to get boxes that are way off the all-time high of 500 bucks for the old One Piece boxes. Now, with Bandai and the history of these companies and things, we have no data of them not wanting to do multiple. They could keep reprinting this for years. They could pull a Disney Ravensburg Lorcana thing and just print until literally the market's like, oh, I'm angry because I can't get boxes and the print run's not big enough. Yeah, hold my chalupa. And literally, they just print to oblivion, the old phrase from years ago. And once that happens, you'll eventually see everybody on the internet get real quiet. All of the voices online that you should never listen to that say, the prices are too high, you need to print more boxes. When those voices kind of dissipate and you satisfy all the demand, and there's not a single person asking for more boxes, ladies and gentlemen, that is the moment that you know you fucked up. Because that is the moment when that anger and irritation goes away. It's too late. You overprinted. the market's going to relabel the product from successful to bullish. It's going to start tilting into overprinted or bearish, or once you get labeled as that toxic category or a toxic asset or an overprinted thing, that label is so difficult to shake off of a particular product release. So zooming back out, One Piece, what I believe is going on is the reprints that they said they were going to do. The first chunk of it finally hit the market, now causing a tremendous 50+% crash on One Piece boxes. But now, if we don't see buyers bidding the price back up, then, the One Piece market's going to be fractured. As long as we see buyers absorbing this and you see the market start to retrace up. Now, Pokemon historically is very good at this. They will reprint it, dump it on the market, it crashes, everyone gets angry, but the market is so strong and healthy, the market just gobbles and gobbles it up. We saw it with Roaring Skies years ago. We saw it in Evolutions in XY era, again, years ago in the same era. Then moving forward into Sword and Shield, we saw it with, I think, 3 reprints of Evolving Skies? That's crazy. Then we saw it most recently in Pokemon with Lost Origins and Silver Tempest for the booster boxes and the ETBs. Now that all that's over with, people are right back to fighting, prices are going back up, and nobody cares. So looking back, based on those kind of scenarios, we can use that historical data to say, hey, if the game is going to be able to survive the reprint and the management, and the reprint's not too devastating, those are historically very good buying opportunities for you to expand your positions. Now, personally, I'll be very blunt with you all. I do not collect and I do not invest in One Piece. It's just not for me. It's just I never really connected to it. I don't have a lot of history and nostalgia with One Piece. The only reason I'm into One Piece is because of the sheer volume of you all, the sheer volume of patrons and people who email me, and viewers like you all ask me to cover it. And of course, patrons ask me to run sales on it, even if it's a small sale. Like, when I run a small One Piece sale, it's like the last One Piece sale was like OP07. It was like limit 2 little boxes. I took like $20 off TCG Player. It's a very small thing because I just don't have a ton of certain particular products. Now, supposedly, going into OP08 and 9, now that I built up more historical kind of history on One Piece, my numbers are supposed to be pretty high. So I'm finally able to climb up some. I'm trying to offer patrons like a case of One Piece. So I'm hoping that'll be my first time to offer a full normal OP set, not a supplemental set at a case quantity. That's kind of the goal here in the coming months. We'll see what happens. So that's all I have to say. When it comes to One Piece, obviously, again, use caution because we don't know what the real, as I've said from day one, we don't know the real value long-term of One Piece. Ever since I've started covering on this channel, you got to be real careful because the market keeps trying to figure out what it's worth, okay? And I remember when I sold the original blue first OP01 boxes to patrons, I did a little bundle, and OP01 boxes were in that bundle for like, I think maybe $189 a box or something. And I thought that was kind of premium price, and it sold out in like 5 minutes. And I was like, and then they went to $250, $300, $400, $500. And, when I see $500 a box, I would be very cautious if you're trying to buy those boxes, those prices. Because again, it's nothing to do with the IP or the brand. We don't know what Bandai's history is going to be when it comes to One Piece long term. The market doesn't know the true value of these products. We have not had enough years under the belt to really establish what these things are going to be long term. Now, before I end the video, I will tell you this. I will give you a little, some people have realized, hey, I had a couple patrons and people, you all messaged me after the other video. They're like, did Rudy get into card grading so he could get information and like data on like how many people are grading and like the flow of the market? Oh, there's actually some smart people out there. Interesting. So I want to share you guys a little piece of internal data. One of the things I know and I'm able to extract having ownership in a grading company is I'm able to see, as we see these thousands of cards come and go, slabbed, what games, what type of cards, what the new orders that are coming in. When people place the order, I can see what's coming in the next week or two of the kind of cards that are being submitted for PCG grading here in Florida. And I can tell you, One Piece grading, and One Piece grading of new cards, and One Piece grading of OP01, all the way to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, even memorial sets, everything. One Piece grading is extremely strong still. So the collectors and investors who are buying One Piece and slabbing the cards even with PCG, and we're not even the biggest. Hopefully one day we want to compete with the PSA and Beckett. Well, is it even difficult to compete with Beckett? All right, so PSA. But the point is, I'm still seeing a lot of that, and I don't see that shifting. Like we still get more one-piece cards being slabbed every month than we are, Disney Lorcana or Star Wars Unlimited. Not sorcery. We're still getting more sorcery, and obviously Flesh and Blood with the player slabs, and of course Pokemon are just the quantities slaughter everything. But I do not see a decline in people slabbing one-piece singles. Even if the prices go up, they go down, or they stay flat. To me, that still remains, it's not very bearish. Like, if the market's tanking, you want to unload as quick as you can. People don't really want to spend more money grading. A lot of people don't want to sit on inventory. They kind of want to just dump them as quick as possible. So, I think it's interesting that we do not see any signs of people grading less one-piece cards. So to me, that's still kind of a very neutral to bullish indicator when it comes to the single card market. People still desire the cards. So that's all I have to say. Just want to give you guys a kind of a market news update on the one-piece situation, because, just the problem is everybody speculates on why they see like a 50% price swing, and there's not context applied to it. And, as we talk about, you have to apply the parameters and context to why things happen. Because on the surface, I can make a YouTube video, I can title this video, which, actually it's the end of the video, no one's fucking watching this late. I'll put the title of this video, One Piece collapses, One Piece is over. I'll put some stupid title on this video, okay? Because you'll see all these people who are going to fall for it, who are just shallow, stupid-ass people. And you have to really ask yourself, look at the data, look at the news, what's going on in the market, what causes something to skyrocket? What causes something to not move in price at all? What causes something to drop 50% in price? So right now, this is the exact same price movement of reprints of Evolutions in Pokemon, Roaring Skies in Pokemon, even Lost Origins, Silver Tempest in the Pokemon Silver Shield. This is the same type of behavior whenever we see reprints hit the market. Now, the most important variable, which we'll follow up on in a couple months, is will One Piece survive and go back to pre-reprint pricing? That is going to be really the ultimate kind of discussion point. Right now, everybody's speculating, oh my God, is it crashing? I knew it's over. No. 6 months ago, they said they were going to reprint the older sets. We're seeing the first part of that, not even all of it. And that's the part that makes me a little bearish and scared. If we saw that much of a price drop and only like one distributor got their reprint and distributing it, I'm like, the rest of them haven't even gotten it yet. And we saw this much of a downward pressure, that's scary. So we don't know. So again, the Rudy opinion, if you love One Piece, these are your times to buy into and expand your positions. If you're just trying to make tendies and flip or invest in it, I would use extreme caution, because again, $500+ boxes for the original OP01 is very, very high. And now that it's back to maybe the 200s, that's more realistic and maybe more reasonable for the first set of One Piece. But again, if the other two distributors get large restocks like the other one did kind of thing, I'm not sure if we could revisit even lower when all that supply rushes to market at once, or maybe the other distributors get smaller amounts. We don't know. Okay, that's internal data that only literally the company who prints One Piece and the contract with the distributor, privately, only they know the exact numbers, okay? And trust me, most distributors, they don't even like each other. So if you think like distributors are calling each other at night, what numbers you get? Hey, Timmy, how many boxes did you get? Rudy, how many? No. These higher ups, they're usually not very big fans of each other. So they do not communicate and compare their paperwork and notes, and they don't take showers together. They're not frolicking in Central Park. They're not prancercising. They are not very friendly with each other. So remember that. So that's all I got, folks. Have a beautiful day out there. I'll put a stupid title in this video just to kind of get people triggered, and the people who don't take the time to actually think in this world will put something dumb up. Otherwise, you guys have a beautiful day out there, and yeah, that's all I got. Interesting conversation.